Up next, a women's tag team match, pinning Charlotte and Bayley versus Dana Brooke and Emma, and a pretty good match for what it was. It wasn't anything too special. It didn't need to be special. I mean, the match barely got any build as it was. They had some brief altercation backstage between Charlotte and Dana Brooke. They'll probably be doing that feud pretty soon. And then they've been doing the whole feud between Bayley and Emma as of late. So, I mean, the fact they had two women's match on the show at all was excellent. And that's not even counting the angle that we got later on in the show in the tag team title match, also involving two other women that I have not yet mentioned. So that's how great the the state of women's wrestling is right now in NXT. Miles and miles above, a country mile better than the Divas division right now. But that's another rant for another day, and you don't need me to tell you that. But still, I thought this was a good match. I enjoyed it for what it was. Charlotte and Bayley coming out victorious, and I like their chemistry too. Whether they're opponents or tag team partners. And fun fact for you too, it was Bayley and Charlotte. It was Bayley who was Charlotte's first ever match in NXT back in August of 2013. These two were quote-unquote best friends from the start. They had that backstage segment where Bayley was so taken aback by Charlotte being Ric Flair's daughter. So they had a match, and they were kind of buddy-buddy for a while before Charlotte turned on Bayley to join the BFFs, Summer Rae and Sasha Banks. So these two have a lot of history together, which I always enjoy. But, yeah, it was a good match for what it was. Dana Brooke, the biggest fear that I had going into this matchup was that Dana Brooke would not be able to hold her own. I'm still on the fence about her. I think the character is okay. The constantly touching of herself, I know that didn't come out right, but she's always like touching her body and just weird gyrations and whatever in the ring. I mean, to do it once or twice is fine, but for that to be the only thing, the only taunt that it's going to get tiresome after a while, and it already has, so hopefully she could stop doing that. She didn't do that here. I didn't notice it anyway, but she has when she's on her own in singles matches, so hopefully that does not become a regular thing going forward. But yeah, I think she is a work in progress. She's not terrible. She's not good, but she's a work in progress, though. And, yeah, she held her own here. She wasn't terrible. They had Emma do most of the in-ring work, and she got pinned, which was fine, because Dana Brooke is the one they're trying to push, so I understand why Emma got the pin here. And Emma's great, too. I mean, don't let her main roster work fool you. She's a great talent. They just never really give her the time of day, never give her the chance to go out there and showcase her skills, because she's always being out there, she's always out there just to be utilized as an enhancement talent, so it's a shame, but she's doing pretty well. She's a great athlete. I mean, she's doing pretty well for herself in NXT. And then I think it's time for Charlotte to be called up. I mean, there's no excuse why she isn't already up there. I'm shocked she's still done in NXT to begin with. And I mean, and it's funny too, because I was thinking about this the other day, that when Charlotte had her debut match on Raw, the Monday before the December special, when she faced Natalya in that 2-minute weird match at the Slammy Awards, that abortion of a match or whatever it was, for the 2 minutes they were given, and Natalya won. I don't know what happened there. And then Triple H said in the conference call, I think the next day or the day after that or whatever, that, in 6 months when she's called up, people won't remember that. And I remember hearing him say that. I'm thinking, 6 months? She should be up in the next month. And not even, if that. And it pretty much almost has been 6 months. I mean, it's late May as I record this, and that was 5 months ago, so maybe they are waiting for, that 6-month mark after all, and I can't understand why. She's already won the NXT Women's title. She had a great run with that championship. There's no real reason why she has to, stick around in NXT, maybe to do the feud with Dana Brooke, and hopefully she puts over Dana Brooke on her way out before going to the main roster. And Lord knows that we need more fresh blood in the Divas division right now in WWE in the main roster. With AJ gone and Paige is back, which is cool. But, and Naomi's doing pretty well for herself. And Nikki Bella's a good in-ring athlete. She's come a long way. But, where do you go after Elimination Chamber? On Sunday, we have a triple threat match for the Divas title. Nikki versus Naomi versus Paige. And then maybe they'll do, I assume Naomi's winning the belt. I mean, there's no real reason why Paige should win it back so soon. Naomi should win it, in my opinion, probably pinning Paige or something. At the next pay-per-view, you could do Nikki versus Naomi or Paige versus Naomi, but then where do you go from there? Because none of the other women mean anything. I know they have Total Divas and all that other crap. I mean, I watch the show, I enjoy it for what it is, and I do think it has, done better. I think it has only improved the women's division in WWE. I know that's not a popular opinion, but I feel like it has, and given some of those women more TV time. But a lot of the people on that show, Cameron, I think, just got booted off. She's not even on TV. I was talking to John last week. He doesn't watch Superstars or Main Event or whatever, so he didn't even know if she was even still employed. And then Eva Marie, I think, is coming back from an injury. She's doing better, but I'm not ready to see her in the title picture so quickly either. And then Emma's being wasted on the main roster. She's doing well in NXT, but, I don't know. There's just so many women right now. Rosa Mendez is a waste of space. There's so many women that don't mean anything. They could try to mean something to become a contender for that championship, but I think it'd just be better to call up Charlotte. She's done in NXT anyway. It's time for her to be called up. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Maybe as soon as next Monday after the pay-per-view. We'll have to wait and see. But hopefully in due time, because she deserves to be in the main roster and in contention for that Divas Championship.